Hey everybody, my name is Nishanta. I'm a dyslexic science teacher. I teach here in Southern California. This video is just basically a update video about what's going on in my life, what's going on with the YouTube channel. This is probably not gonna help most of you guys with dyslexia. This one is just for people that are kind of interested in what's going on with the YouTube channel and myself. Also, I'm gonna make an announcement at the end of this video. So the first thing I wanna talk about is why I've been taking breaks from this channel and where this channel is gonna go in the future. So when I first started the channel, it was about 3.5 years ago, and the first idea was I just wanted to talk about dyslexia because there wasn't any resources available to anyone. So I had a student, they were really disappointed that they got diagnosed with dyslexia, and they thought it was like this really negative they thought their life was pretty much over. And we had this really deep conversation, and by the end of that conversation, I realized that like people don't know that dyslexia is not like a huge deal if you know how to deal with it. It can become a detrimental situation if you have the wrong information. And I think most people, when they get dyslexia, when they get diagnosed with dyslexia, the life experiences that they have with dyslexia, get the wrong information right away. And I wanted to create an alternative narrative around this diagnosis of dyslexia. And that was the first video I made, was for that purpose. I wanted to create an alternative narrative around dyslexia because there wasn't one at that time. It was just like the side thing that I did. You know, it wasn't like, I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have like a content plan. I wasn't trying to be a YouTuber. This wasn't like any idea that I was trying to do. I think I got really lucky because I really enjoy teaching. What happens is, for most people, when they go to work, their energy is kind of drained. So when they come home, they don't have enough to do other things. But for me, it's really the opposite. When I go to work, I spend some time having fun with the kids, teaching, mentoring, doing all the things that make me love my job. When I come home, I have a lot of energy. Ever since I became a teacher, I've been like using that extra energy to do stuff. So one of my dreams, ever since I was a little kid, was to become an entrepreneur. So over these last couple of years, I've been working on different projects. So the first one I already told you guys about. I built this this software called Age of Aeons, which kind of tried to gamify teaching, but without having the teacher having to input a bunch of data into a spreadsheet. So I was trying to solve the problem of the data entry part of gamifying a classroom. It's really easy to gamify a classroom. There's a bunch of tools out there, but it requires keeping an extra grade book. And I was trying to solve that problem of not having to do a bunch of data entry, because the fun part is doing the gamification, not the data entry. It just makes your job a lot harder, especially since I was a dyslexic. I had a huge issue with the data entry because it was like, the hardest part of my job is putting the grades into the thing because of like reading names and things, and that takes me the longest. So I wanted to solve that issue for myself, and then I wanted to like scale it and give it to other people because it was a good tool. But then I figured out, yeah, it's manipulating the kids, and it's not something that I want to do. It's like something not something I want to contribute to. So I kind of gave up on that idea, and the next idea I had was, I got really into video production. So I bought these like equipment and things like that. And a couple of years ago, I started my own video production company. So on Saturdays, I'd go out to like sets and things and try to shoot commercials for people. And on Sundays, I'd come home, I'd edit my movies, and then I would like give a really cool product to like these little companies that were trying to do things around my community. And that was a lot of fun. But what I realized was like, damn, I'm spending a lot of time away from my house. I'm spending a lot of time away from my family, and I was missing a lot of moments. So that idea died right there because I just didn't want to do that anymore. So I was just thinking like, okay, I'm already making movies. I had the skills to make pretty good movies, tell pretty good stories around, commercials. So I thought, why don't I just do that with my family? It would be like the best movies that I could make would be something that I would make for my family, and it would be cool because we get to watch them later on. So I started taking my camera to different places wherever we went, and what I realized at that point was it's really hard to be a dad and a cameraman at the same exact time. I was missing moments in real life because I was trying to capture them in film. So that was a big problem. And the biggest issue was how big the equipment was. So I started playing around with an iPhone. So I got an iPhone 11, and it was interesting because before that iPhone, I really didn't take like cell phone cinematography very seriously. I thought it was like a joke, and I had like these other equipment that was obviously doing a much better job because the quality was much higher. But what I figured out was like you're able to apply the cinematography techniques that I've learned when I was making commercials to the cell phone. So I started making a bunch of family home movies, and people liked them, and people liked them so much, I was like, maybe I should teach other people how to make family home movies. So at that point, I created a course called iPhone Home Movies, where I taught people how to make iPhone home movies. And I did that for a while, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it got boring because I don't think I was very passionate about teaching people how to make movies on their iPhone. The whole time I was working on Age of Aeon's iPhone Home Movies and my video production company, I was spending time away from this YouTube channel. It wasn't like something that was very serious. It was just like a thing that I was doing. And plus, I didn't really want to be the dyslexia guy. I thought that was kind of like a negative thing. And what I'm realizing now, because of a certain thing that happened a couple of weeks ago, is what I'm doing with this channel is probably one of the most important things that I can be doing with my life. So the reason why I'm saying that is because of some conversations that I've been having with viewers just like you on Zoom calls. So I've been contacted by a few parents and a few viewers, and we've been having some really interesting conversations about like how painful dyslexia can be to young people when they don't know what to do about it. And what I found out from having different conversations is the experience of going through dyslexia is as painful for these kids as it was for me. And maybe that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because every time I worked on other projects, I've just kind of didn't have like a strong enough why. I didn't really know why I was doing these things, you know, like the iPhone home movies thing was because I was good at making movies on my phone and people were asking me about it. So I thought it was a good opportunity. The video production thing was the same thing. I was kind of good at making videos, and I saw like a need in the market where I was at. There wasn't really that many video producers where I live. So I thought I can be that guy. I can help people make movies. But at the end of the day, it just got boring. And like I didn't have the passion for it. Every time I work on another project, I'm always thinking about like ways to work on this project, which is How to Dyslexia. And maybe it's time I started taking How to Dyslexia seriously. Maybe there's things I could be doing to make this a bigger project in my life than it is right now. Maybe my vision for what this is and who I'm serving and what I'm doing is small compared to where it could be. I want to start serving you guys in a bigger capacity than what I've been doing in the past. I don't want to relegate How to Dyslexia into like this side project I work on in between my like other things, like my other important real projects. I want this to be the real project that I'm working on. I don't actually know what that's going to look like because I don't think this is something that I can do by myself. I think me and you are going to kind of figure this out as we go. I think I need to talk to you guys a lot more like I'm doing right now in order for this to turn into something that's going to be more useful to you. So with that said, what I want to do is I want to start talking to you guys more often, like on a personal level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a slot in my calendar from 3:30 to 5:30 every Thursday. And you know, if you made it all the way to this video, I'll put the link here. Go to this link and schedule a time. I'll probably have like 15-minute blocks or 30-minute blocks so multiple people can just have a conversation. It doesn't even have to be about dyslexia. I just want to get to know you guys and get to know what you guys are really struggling with when it comes to dyslexia or anything else, and maybe figure out ways how I can help you with that. That's kind of all I wanted to share with you guys in this update. I'll probably do another update in a couple of months. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end, or even if you didn't, that's totally cool. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. See you on the next one. Bye, everybody.